Have you ever taken a look at your plant collection and realized that the majority of the time that you spend on your plant is repotting them? I mean, let's think about it real quick. What are we doing? We're pulling big bags of soil. We're trying to choose the right soil. We're then matching the plants to the pots. And before you know it, it can become very overwhelming. And when you start growing your plant collection to a large scale, it starts then taking the joy out of actually enjoying it. But what if I told you that there is a better way? What if I actually share with you guys some beautiful plants that you could add into your collection that actually prefer to be root bound, taking out all of the guesswork, taking out all of the headache, and you can actually sit back and relax and enjoy your journey. By the way, my name is Pam, and this is my plant journey. Okay, so I have this beautiful spider plant. You know, spider plants is a very classic plant, regular, if you will, plant to actually have in your collection. It's very beautifully displayed, and this plant also does like being root bound. It actually will reward you from being root bound, because what happens is as the roots are building up in this pot, it's tricking the plant in some way, and then she starts shooting out pups, and before you know it, you'll have little strings of baby spiders just dangling, making your display a little bit even more interesting. So this right here is actually a cutting that I received from a colleague, and I water propagated her, and then I put her in this small pot, and she is growing roots through it. But am I going to switch out? No, because I really like the style of this, and I also want to encourage her to give me some pups and some babies. So yeah, but she's such a beautiful plant. You don't have to worry about repotting her anytime soon. So yeah. Speaking of pups, you guys, another plant that also will reward you with multiple growths is just a traditional snake plant. Now, I've probably talked about snake plants occasionally here and there on my channel, but I really don't talk very often about them. Why? Because I don't have to do anything. Literally, they're very adaptable as far as light and location of where you want to put them. You don't have to water them that often, especially in the winter months. I probably water this plant maybe once a month, honestly, and she does fine. But she does love to be in a good, tight pot. She will start rewarding you with small baby pups on the side. This plant, grown tall, and I'm going to show you a clip of my very mature one that I usually put outside during the growing season. She's become very tall, but she is also another plant that can be actually a statement piece in your home. And honestly, she's been in the corner, talking about the tall one that you guys are looking at. She's been in that corner all throughout winter, and I may have watered her, honestly, maybe once or twice. And you see, she's still alive. So you don't have to worry about a whole lot of watering, and she can stay in that pot for quite a few years before you decide that it's time to repot her, taking the stress out again. And then you can sit back and relax and look at these beautiful long mothers-in-law tongues, is what they call them. This other plant may be a very common household plant, but it's a beautiful plant nonetheless. And this is a holiday cactus. I actually have two. This is one of them. They are known for their blooms around the holiday season. But I gotta say, this one, she pretty much has been blooming for me all year long. This is one of her latest blooms. And they come in variations of different colors. You'll have, I've seen white, I've seen red, I've seen peach color, and I've actually seen pink, I do believe. But this one is another plant that prefers to be root bound, and she provides you with so much beauty, and she will also multiply as well. But you can also do propagations and stick her right into the soil to make a fuller pot. Now, initially, I believe this is two plants in the pot that I've had in this pot for at least about a year and a half, and I really don't plan on repotting her no time soon. She's loving her home, and I don't want to disrupt that. And I just have to keep in mind, one of the things is, even though she is a cacti, She does require a little bit more extra watering than our regular cactuses. And I don't know if the camera will actually show you guys what I mean by that, because with my cactus and succulents, I try to be intentionally underwatering them because I don't want them to die. And I try to do the same with her, but I know I need to be a little bit more mindful to water her a little bit more often. If you take a look right here, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. See that wrinkling in the leaves here? She needs a drink of water, and so that's what I'm going to do when I finish this video, you guys, is give her a nice drink, and she'll probably reward me with even more blooms. So next time you're in the market, because that's where I see these babies at, and you're contemplating on whether or not to get this plant, if you love the structure and you admire the flowers, I encourage you to give her a try. They're probably one of the most least expensive plants out there, and they're really readily available, especially around this time of the year. So I encourage you to give her a go. The next plant, you guys, is a jade plant. She is a succulent, but she is a beautiful succulent. She's not only prefer to be root bound, but she's also a very sit and forget it type of person. You don't really have to worry too often about watering her because of her beautiful thick trunk, which would be the stems. You can't see it here, but I will show you with a much mature version that I have, as well as the beautiful thick leaves. Now, I usually don't water her until her leaves become pliable, or I notice that her leaves may look a little bit wrinkled, and then I give her a good drink, and that could be anywhere between 2 to 3 weeks possibly, and considering if we're in the growing season, maybe every 2 weeks if need be. But again, they prefer to be root bound, and you know when it's time to actually repot them, when they become unmanageable, when they grow wild and they start getting top heavy, and you're starting to notice that it's a little bit challenging to manage them, then that's usually the sign of when you need to repot them. Case in point, this jade right here, which is my first jade that I've had, and I think I've had her for I'm pushing 4 years now. I believe I brought her at a regular big box store, in them little containers, and she has grown into this in the past 4 years. Now, this terracotta pot has pretty much been her home at least 3 out of the 4 years that I've had her, and I don't plan on repotting her at all. And as a matter of fact, I believe a couple of her leaves fell down into the soil and has produced this new flower right here. But as you can see, you guys, I'm holding her and she is starting to get top heavy. So I think for me, the next time if I decide to repot her, probably will be maybe 2, and I could probably push it even 3 more years from now, which will make it a total of 6 years that she's been in this pot. Now again, unless she's showing me some signs of stress, then where she's not liking it, but the likelihood of that happening, I think, is almost slim to none, because I think she really does love to be root bound. And like I said, she likes bright light, and she is very drought tolerant. This is what I mean when I'm talking about these stems. They're very thick. The leaves are very non-pliable. Now with her, I have been treating her with mealy bugs, which is why some of her leaves may look like she needs a drink, but I know that's not the reason. She was just being sucked by our arch nemesis, the mealies, and so she is on the road of recovery. But I love this plant. She's a very structural plant. I could chop her and try to rearrange her and grow her into like a bonsai form if I wanted to. Not sure if I'm interested in that yet, but I am just enjoying her the way that she's growing now, because she's just such a beautiful plant, and which is the reason why I got another one, because I just wanted to just grow this out. Now this one as well, you guys, I potted her up. She's been in this pot for a few months now. I don't plan on taking her out. She's going to be in this home unless she RIPs, which I don't foresee, but she's going to be in this home for at least 3, maybe 4 years before I even think about repotting her. So it's going to give me a chance to just sit back and admire her. I think it's pretty cool. The last plant, you guys, Hoyas. Now y'all know me, I could not have done this video without mentioning a Hoya, but I do have this Hoya globulosa, I believe. This is the short leaf variety. I believe they have like a long leaf one. I think I actually do have a long leaf one, but this one right here, she has just started growing this vine, you guys, and I've had this plant, oh, it's sticky on my hands. I've had this plant for at least 2 years, and she's been in this pot. I do not plan on potting her. You got to keep in mind, Hoyas, they have very superficial root systems, so they don't mind being root bound. Some plants, you know, some Hoyas, like I said, depending on the variety, can grow even faster if you let them root bound, or it's going to take them some time to actually push out the growth. But they do suggest that suggestions as far as repotting them could be anywhere between 2 to 3 years. And I've had this girl, like I said, in here at least 2 years, and I don't even think I do plan on repotting her at all. And I wonder if that's the reason why I am a Hoya head, and I wonder if that's the reason why I have at least over 100 different varieties in my collection, because they are easygoing and I don't really have to do much to care for them, and I don't have to really worry about repotting them so often as I would, let's say, a philodendron, although I love my philodendrons as well. This plant is beautiful, you guys. If you don't have one of these, because she, as you can see, this is her newest leaves, this one here and here, and you can just tell because it has a certain sheen and shine to them, but it's fuzzy. The entire plant, for the most part, the stems is fuzzy, the back is fuzzy, and I just really love the look, and you know how much I love veination. So if you don't have this plant, or you want to get the plant, this one or the long version, I recommend you giving it a go. It's such a rewarding plant to grow. And this is also probably because, from my experience, she doesn't grow fast. You probably can have her in your apartment-like setting or any space that you don't want to be overridden with a plant. Adding these 5 plants into your collection will absolutely take out the guesswork for you in regards to when the next time I'm going to do this repot. When the next time I need to lift out the soil? When is the next time? It's going to actually alleviate you of all that stress, giving you the freedom to sit back, relax, and enjoy your beautiful jungle. This ends this video, you guys, and until next time, bye.